5 years of creating content, managing brand, building and writing strategies, 5 years of showing up consistently, 5 years of doing something I believed was good. But for the longest of the time in this 5 years, I was broke while doing all of this. And it wasn't because I wasn't working hard enough, not because my work wasn't good enough, but because nobody ever sat me down to actually tell me what determines whether you get paid or stay invisible. And that is what this video is going to be about. If you're a freelancer, a content creator, a creative who is based in Africa, and you're still wondering why your talent, your skill is not translating into income yet, then you need to watch this video to the very end. So stay with me because I am going to tell you exactly what I wished someone had told me back then. Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Here is the lie that most of us were sold before we got into this space. The lie of telling you that if you're good enough, the clients will come. That if you keep posting consistently, if you keep showing up regularly, people will find you. But that was a blatant lie because I saw and watched people who were not as skilled as I am get bigger gigs than I did. I saw them charging higher than I would ever dare to. And this was not because of the fact that I wasn't showing up consistently, but it was just a lie that had lived in my head, that psychological part that had been affected and corrupted. I managed social media accounts that grew. I had a couple of videos that went viral. I created content strategies for brands and they saw real results. And in the midst of all of this, I still had months where I had to get worried about how to cover my basic expenses. The problem is that people who now teach content creation and freelancing this day just teach from a place of having made it already, or they are teaching what sounds good rather than something that actually works in markets like ours. In Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, the game is different here. The advice you get from American YouTubers about raising your rates to attract premium clients that assumes a marketplace does not actually apply here the same way it does. And when you try to apply this advice to your own reality, you see that it does not land. Then you start thinking you're the problem. But you're not the problem. It is just a context that is missing. And that is what I am here to fill in. Let me tell you where I was not too long ago so you can understand that I am not speaking to you from a mountaintop. I was juggling multiple freelance clients, managing my own social media page, building my brand, creating content, editing videos for clients and my own self. And still, I have days where I could not actually think of what to feed or eat or even cover my own basic expenses. And this is not metaphorically, this is literally. I had skills, I had a growing audience, I had clients who were willing to work with me because they enjoyed my service, yet I was still broke. And the moment things started to shift for me was not when I got better at content creating, but was when I understood the three things that changed how I saw and positioned myself, how I communicated my value, how I converted the attention I was already getting into actual income. I want to walk you through those three things today because they are the difference between getting talented and getting paid. And in these markets, in our markets, the gap is wider than anywhere else. Number one thing is specificity. For the longest of time, I always described myself just like every other creative person. I am a content creator. I edit videos for clients. I manage people's social media. I write and strategize content plan for brands. And this always sounded like everyone else. And the problem is when you sound like everyone else, you compete on price. And obviously, there is no other basis for comparison. And when you compete on price in Nigeria, in any other African country, you will always find someone who is willing to do it cheaper. I mean, always. And the shift happened when I stopped describing what I do, but describing who I help and the results they get that I deliver to them. I do not just manage content, I build content systems for Nigerian brands that helps them convert visibility into paying clients. And that specificity immediately filters out the wrong clients and make me have the ones who are willing to pay for the specific outcome. Now, your homework from this point is to rewrite how you describe yourself in one sentence that names the people you help, what you do for them, and the result they get at the end. That one sentence is worth more than any portfolio you can build. Now, the second thing is proof that does not require a long track. One of the biggest mental blocks I see freelancers starting out is waiting to have enough experiences before they put themselves out. They think they need 10 case studies, 5 testimonials, 20 websites that they have to put together before anyone can take them seriously. Hello? Who told you that? What I have learned is that one specific result from one real client is powerful than that general claim of expertise. So you do not need to have worked with 50 brands. All you just need to do is show up one client that you have done something for and what they got in results at the end. This is enough proof to put yourself out there that you are fit for this job or for what you want to do actually. When I was pitching myself to my very first consulting engagement, which was a hospital, I had no prior work with any hospital before, but I had results from other sectors that I had to link into what the brand I was consulting for needed at that point in time. That connection, that bridge between what you have done and what they need is what gets you hired. And the third thing is making it easy to say yes. Most freelancers lose clients not because the clients do not want to hire them, but because the process of hiring them was too complicated and unclear to the clients. There is no clear offer, no clear price, no clear next step. All you just have handed to them is a portfolio and a contact form and a hope. I started creating what I call a simple entry form, not a menu of everything I can do. One thing. And I made that one thing easy to understand, easy to evaluate, easy to say yes to. That single change in how I presented myself converted inquiries into actual clients than any other thing I had tried. If you do not take anything from this video, take these three things with you. Get specific about who you help and what result you deliver. Build proof from whatever real experience you have right now without waiting until you feel ready. And make it easy for the right person to say yes to working with you. And these are not complicated ideas. These are ideas that most talented people in our space are missing while waiting to be discovered. You're not going to be discovered. You're going to be chosen because people choose who they understand, who they trust, and what obviously looks like the solution to their specific problem. So, if this resonated with you and you are trying to look forward to how to get your first or next paying client, subscribe to this channel because this is what this channel is actually all about. Every week, I come back with something real, something specific, something that you can actually make use of in the real market as a creative freelancer. And if you want to talk about a specific situation, my DM is open, link in the bio, and I'll see you in the next one.